These are the signs of love making. Are you that zodiac? Yup! It's your man, Eddie Ed, the Duke.
It's Dialogue with you guys today. Back again. Welcome to the Holy Duo channel.
Hi, hey man, we're back with another episode. Welcome to episode 37. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. If you're listening on the audio platforms, we thank you for listening. Make sure you stay tuned by following us, keep in contact, rate us, give us some good feedback. And if you're on the YouTube channel, definitely subscribe. It's free. You're enjoying this free 4K video. Okay, so make sure you support us by subscribing, liking the video so we can get the algorithm hitting hard for us. And then also drop your comments down below. We also have an interactive portion at the end. So make sure you stick and stay with us to the end so you can hear what the interactive portion is. It's different every week. So make sure you do that. If you want to send us a message in our email, you could message us at holyduo2020@gmail.com, or if you want to DM us on Instagram, holyduo2020 on Instagram. So without further ado, let's hop straight into our first segment. We call this Holy and Demonic Moments Weekly Layouts. So, D, hit us with your weekly layout, Holy and Demonic Moment.
Demonic moment on Monday. I went to the gym and there was this girl and this dude. They come to the gym sometimes when I'm there. Taller guy, probably like 6'1", 6'2"-ish. And then this girl who let me just tell the story. Never really looked at her before because I know exactly what she probably looks like from the corner of my eye. So every once in a while. So this Monday I went to the gym and bro, I mean the dude is just dressed like a normal dude, t-shirt and shorts, just as I was. But this girl had on this like tank top bra and this basically spandex shorts that came up like mid-thigh, and it was high-waisted, but it was so tight and it was like cheetah print, and I could just tell from the corner of my eye like everything about her was like just out there. I never made contact with them while they were working out right next to me because this is a smaller apartment gym. So I went to grab some weights at one point, and she was coming the same time that I was. So I looked up and to see who's going to go first. And I saw her face and I was like, oh, this. Have you ever seen those girls that you're like, oh, she probably likes black guys? Have you ever seen those?
Oh, yeah. You
like,
can feel it. Tell. You can feel the energy.
You could.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, bro.
Yeah.
The white girls, every kind that are into those type of guys.
Yeah. And I didn't know that was the energy she was giving off until I saw her face for the first time, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. Oh Lord, no.
And she had a boyfriend with her.
Oh yeah, her boy was with her.
He was white.
Boy was with her, and he was black. She was advertising the heck out of her body though.
Okay.
Man, I'm so glad the ladies have their own gyms now, because we don't need that. I don't need that. That's completely unnecessary.
Wait. So you're saying in your apartment complex they have their own gyms for the ladies?
No. I'm saying like it's a thing now. People are starting to build gyms, so maybe a lady gym might come like in the area.
Okay. Yeah.
So that she can go there.
Yeah. I haven't seen one, but okay.
Yeah, I think one's starting maybe California, of course. My holy moment, man. I was checking out my weight earlier this week, and I haven't exercised in a bit, and I noticed that my weight is still kind of fluctuating around the same weight I stopped at a couple weeks ago when I couldn't work out anymore. So I'm glad that my weight isn't fluctuating like that. It's not dropping, and also holy moment.
Hold on. Before you get there,
another one.
You've been taking creatine still, or you off of it?
Nah, not really. I usually only take it when I go to work out.
Okay.
I should probably start taking it when I go play soccer and stuff. I'm gonna be a beast out there. Holy moment. Always giving thanks to the Lord. You know what I mean? Whenever you read His Word, is more and more and more wisdom that He gives to you. It's you can't quite explain it, but God is good. God always takes care of His children, even when it looks like it doesn't. He doesn't. So that's a holy moment of the week. What about you, man? How's your week? Holy
Well,
demonic moment.
I'll start up with a demonic moment. Demonic moment. My coach be playing around, man, with time. Like, this dude don't be showing up to the gym on time, bro. Like, so that's one. Another demonic moment is um I guess that's the only demonic moment that I could remember. Yeah, that's the only one I can remember off top. Holy moment, man. I had some ribs, as you know, D. Guys, I want to go get some ribs from Adam's Ribs.
And now
Excuse me.
he's forgetting everything.
Nah,
Look at that.
I just had a burp.
Do you think
Excuse
those
me.
burps are from your stomach? They're from the food you had yesterday, man. You
So-
died not here, man. You died not here.
So yeah, I had some Adam's Ribs, man, and man, I would tell y'all this. 30 minutes later, my body was shutting down, bro.
Absolutely.
That was,
That's
that
right.
that must have been a demonic moment because I didn't want to go to sleep, but my body said you're going to sleep.
Wasn't that expected though?
I was sinking. Yeah, it was expected, but I thought I'd be
Yeah,
able to
okay,
fight.
okay.
Cause like you know when you think you're gonna be able to fight something, yeah, I'll be able to stay up this time, or I won't
Do
eat
a
that.
couple push-ups.
Yeah, do a couple push-ups, get your blood flowing nicely. So I ate that. Within 30 minutes, my body said sink. My eyes were heavy. My body, I felt the sugars rushing in my veins. I felt my veins
Golly.
sparkling, and I had to die down. And I laid down. I tried to wake up. My body said, "Get over here!" Like I was stuck on the bed, man. So I took a what was meant for a 40-minute nap turned into a 2-hour nap, man.
That's why your behind was up texting me at like 1:30 a.m. reminding me about. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
go to sleep, man.
Nah, bro, we gotta make sure. You know what I mean? We had to make sure
Go
for
to sleep.
definite, cause D also be playing with time, y'all. D also be playing with time
It
out
is
there.
what it is, man.
Nah,
It
we
is
can't.
what it is.
We can't have our partners, sink the boat. But anyways, so that was the holy moment was the ribs, but the demonic moment was being taken captive by
By
the
his lady.
by the ribs.
The ribs are code word for his lady. He does whatever his lady tells him to do. So guys, let's move forward. I'm still working on him. It's a work in progress, you know what I mean? Let the
Yeah.
Holy Spirit work slowly, but surely.
Listen,
for
thou shalt,
What's going on?
Uh-huh. Yo, he said, nah, hey, let's move to our first, let's go into the topic segment, man. What you got for us?
All right,
D?
man. What do I got for us? Dude, man, it hit me, right? And I've been, whomever's been, I think Suzanne
Hold
Venker.
on. What hit you in the cheek?
Y'all didn't hear cheeks. You see, he just pulled that out of. And first of all,
Yo.
Hold on, wait. Why are you calling my glutes cheeks, bro?
Yo, according to me, we're talking about the same area, so I don't know what it is about that, but bro, I don't know
Hold
what
on,
I don't know what
call-
hit you where, bro. But this has got to be a violation. This is wild.
It's not because I wasn't even done. You know what I mean? I wasn't even done, and he's ready to jump. He's ready to pounce, guys. You can see his reaction is based off of this whole week. He's been acting real funny this whole week. You know what I mean? We'll be talking about guy stuff. Like, oh yeah, bro, and I dodged and I stabbed the bear in the stomach, and he'll be like, bro, but my lady though, like she wore this dress. I'm like, come on.
Hey, baby, that didn't happen.
What are we doing, man? No, she needs to chill with
Nah,
this. No,
nah,
we
nah.
we gonna take care of her, man.
He's
We
saying
gonna take
extra
care of
stuff.
business.
That's not. That's 9
That's
hours.
exactly what. Anyway, oh look, man, look. Right, it hit me in the mental,
Okay, okay,
in my thinking capacity. Right,
okay. You made it clear.
the culture in the United States of America isn't a culture that fosters people to grow up and marry. And I was like, wait a second.
100%.
Everything about the culture, even people recognize that this is a dating culture. There's dating culture. Why is there not marriage culture in the United States?
Mm.
You hear dating culture here, dating culture there. I've been on 5 dates. I'm dating multiple guys. You can do that so
Blind
well.
dates, date apps.
Anyway, let me let you go. That's the question. So go ahead. Go ahead. Talk about it.
Bro, yeah, and that's you brought up a good nice point because as we see, we everything is about dating, 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 dating. But where are we going? Where are we going with the dating? Is it just dating?
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear nothing about the end goal. You hear just about have fun, hook up, boom boom bop, you know, Hinge, Tumblr,
Yeah.
find blackpeoplemeet.com,
Tinder.
Tinder,
Oh
uh,
Lord.
you know,
Now
flings,
Facebook. Facebook is
Facebook.
starting a dating thing. Yep.
Like we hear all these dating stuff, but when it comes to the end goal or the result or what is the purpose behind it, you don't really hear much about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yeah.
um, definitely the culture in America is definitely for hookups.
Yeah.
Smash and dash, smash or pass,
Mm-hmm.
um, do it, don't ask. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Um, like
Yeah,
all
man.
this, all this. Let's do something, but no results of. Are we gonna make this long term? Are we gonna be
Mm-hmm.
married? Most importantly, kids. Future plans. It's nothing. It seems like everything is for the now. Let's date now, but there's
Yeah.
no plan for the future. It seemed like it's like let's do everything a married couple should do now, and then let's see where it goes. Huh?
Yeah.
What do you talk?
Yeah.
You messing up the whole process.
Right. Right.
So it's out of whack
Right.
in a lot of different areas. Point of view, how it's viewed,
Yeah.
how the process goes, how just everything is just screwed up, mixed up, and twisted. Because
Yeah.
America is let me do what I feel like doing and do it now. You only live once, right? And
Mm-hmm.
everything is just self gratification everywhere. So
Yeah.
no wonder why
Instant.
instant access, bro, the porn,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
all that instant access is what they want to do. OnlyFans. Let me see her. I want like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And people are
Yeah.
doing all these things and not even thinking about getting married because everything is easy access. You can pay for ladies. You can buy this. You can buy that.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? There's no filter when it comes to this. It's really not, and it's gonna get worse. It's about to
Mm-hmm.
be. It's about to be crazy. So,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like, so I have here basically that it's not dating culture isn't a culture that allows you to have responsibility.
yeah. It's
And
none.
yeah, there's none. And you know, as a Christian, it's good to understand that responsibility is a very good thing. That's literally what marriage is for a man when he marries a woman. He inherits many, many responsibilities. Um,
John
and
Piper.
you and I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll
you and
tell you.
I. Yeah, he'll tell you, man. He'll tell you. And it takes a strong man to marry. It does. And work that marriage. We both also watched that MTR video, where he was basically saying there is no real uh, payoff for a guy marrying a woman. There is no real payoff. You could say, oh, could give birth to his kids. Well, he could have a baby mama, as we can see. Like, what is the real payoff here? You know what I mean? And they can't see it, right? Because they haven't really invested into where marriage comes from, is exactly what we're talking about. They understand so much about how to date and look at women. You know, if she says this, that's not right. But like, they don't really talk about if you. I'm not talking about MTR anymore. I'm just talking about the general information out there. They don't talk about when she says this, this, and this. She's probably a good person to marry. Like, you don't really hear that, but you do hear a lot of don't go for her if she says this, and that information is good too. It's just that information further propagates dating culture. Now everyone is super picky about how everyone thinks. Rightfully so. People are kind of crazy out there today. But that even further goes to say why people just can't get married nowadays. And if you get married and you divorce, sure, you were married, but a marriage is supposed to be for a lifetime. So there's some people out there who also say, "Oh, I've married before. I was married for like 4 or 5 years." No. You mean to tell me you can compare your marriage to a fully mature marriage? You can't. You just can't. It just doesn't work that way. Just like when you're dating someone in the beginning, you can't compare when you guys are 5 years down the line to what it was in the beginning. So,
Yeah,
go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. I was just gonna say, I think some people that are divorced spit out the number of years they've been married as like a badge of honor. Like, bro, you
Yeah,
divorced, man.
right.
Like,
It's
why
a
you?
big thing, man.
Yeah, they're proud of being divorced, and but having
Yep.
years before it happened. Like, that's not
Yeah.
successful.
Nah, man. Nah, bro.
Till death do you
It's almost
part.
like, huh?
I said till death do you part.
Till death do you part. Why till death do you part? Why does it have to be that way? Because you've literally made a covenant to God. That's why. You can't break a covenant with God. Um, it's crazy. So, you mentioned earlier too, what is the goal of dating? The goal of dating is to get married. But people are really really good at just staying in the dating phase. Now people live together, they do a whole bunch of stuff
They're
together.
doing
I know
everything.
a couple friends who've lived together but still married. Um, but it took a long time.
It took a long time.
I'm gonna tell you that.
They was getting the good goods for a long time. That's
They
why
were
it took a
getting
long time.
exactly. Why? What? Yeah. Why do we need papers to verify what we're already doing? You know what I mean? It becomes that mentality,
Yeah,
and that's a
because
difficult mentality.
hmm
That's a difficult mentality to have, just because of the outcomes that could possibly be. You could potentially get pregnant. I know there's birth control. You could potentially get pregnant. There are diseases you could potentially catch. If you're with one partner, I guess you really can't catch it unless they cheat on you. Um, you guys don't really have a reason to combine your accounts, combine your lifestyle. There's still an individuality kind of thing going on.
there's no like
You know,
real oneness
it's
going.
yeah, you know what I mean? And then
Commitment.
it's like you get married. Yeah, and then when you get married, nothing really changes. You hear that all the time from these people. Like when we got married, it was like, okay, we're still doing the same thing. There's nothing special about the change in covenancy there. So, man, we're going deep. What'd you have to say? You had something to say.
Oh no, just like you know, from in the boyfriend and girlfriend arena, there's not really a definite commitment until you get married. Then I mean be committed, but I think a lot of times what we see here in U.S. is no commitment in the dating phase,
Mm-mm.
and so that scenario with the couples that are living together, there's not really any commitment because you can be going out and doing stuff, or like you said, having separate accounts and all that. So until you get married and until you put that, go all in, anybody can leave at
Yeah.
any point. And so it's
Yeah.
like, it's almost like a a way out that a lot of people like to leave there because they don't want to be committed, or whatever the case is for them individually. So yeah, the commitment is definitely not going to be there, and that's why there's um, a lot of bad endings because somebody found something else, or they just said bye for any particular reason. You know.
So you said when people are dating, anyone can leave at any second. I think that's one of the huge problems nowadays too, is people treat marriage the same way. Or according to
Yeah,
data,
they do.
women treat marriage the same way. A lot of women do. They just leave because they're not happy anymore. Um, w-
Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so I was listening to something, but it reminded me about something that is very important because some particular people might put this pressure on their future spouse, or their spouse currently, or girlfriend or boyfriend, is that you this is basically like self work. It's like you can't expect your husband to make you happy, because then you're you're relying on him. Then because now what you have done is you put your happiness in him. So if he doesn't make you happy, you're not happy. So he's controlling
Mm,
your happiness because that's who you look for
yeah.
happiness. So if you're not happy with just yourself, and you look for other people to make you happy, you're always going to be controlled by other people, because that's where you put your happiness in. And so in the relationship
Yeah.
aspect, if you can't enjoy yourself by yourself, and if you're not good with yourself, then you're gonna put pressure on your spouse, husband or wife, to fulfill that job that they really not supposed to fulfill, but they're supposed to be
Hmm.
walk alongside with you in that. You guys are supposed to enjoy
Yeah.
yourselves together, and not rely on each other to make to fulfill that happiness, but rather, have joy in Christ and in God, and love yourself, so that when you're with somebody, you can enjoy that with somebody else. And so
Yeah.
I think I heard that reminder from, I think, Marriage Today or something like that. And yeah, that's important because a lot of people might go inside marriage thinking, oh yeah, she's gonna make me happy, he's gonna make me happy. And yes, you guys could be happy together, but if you put in like, okay, he's gonna make me, or you know that's where the happiness is, you might be disappointed, and you might be going into something that is gonna lead to disappointment, because when he makes you sad or mad or whatever the thing that's opposite of happiness is, they're gonna be like, oh man, I'm not happy. And that's like you said, a lot of people divorce because they're not happy or whatever. Because I think a
Hmm.
lot of those situations might tie into they're putting their happiness in the person, or expecting the person to fulfill their happiness, and that's where a lot of disappointment comes in.
Okay. So a lot of people say you got to learn to love yourself. To be honest with you, to be completely frank with you, bro, I
You don't
have
like
no
that?
idea what that means. No, I have no idea what that means. To love yourself, I have no idea what that means. How I understand it is to know your tendencies,
Mm-hmm.
to understand why you do them, and to have grace for yourself. That's what I understand what they when they say love yourself. But love yourself is like when someone breaks up with you and the reason they tell you that they broke up with you is they have some issues that they need to figure out. Someone you've been dating for like 5 years all of a sudden breaks up with you and is like, I have some things to figure out on my own. I can't really tell you what they are. That's what love yourself sounds like. It's silly. We need to understand our tendencies, our habits, understand why we do them, and then have grace for ourselves enough to change them. Love yourself.
Yeah,
What?
and you know what's funny about that? I really hated that phrase. Love yourself.
It sounds so bland.
Yeah, I really hated that phrase because I think one reason why I hated it is because like I thought um people that said that was like being self-centered, being
Yeah.
like just like blind blindsided in a way, like tunnel vision. Like love yourself, like
Right.
everything itself. But what I think, what I began to hear as time is going on from at least Christian people that I've heard talk about this particular to subject is, just do the work on yourself, you know, and here we go with the leveling up, right? just just
Exactly.
just grow as a person, grow mentally, physically, spiritually. Emotionally. I feel like a hot fees right now. Mentally, physically, spiritually.
Yeah.
you know, you know what I mean.
And
But
if you
yeah,
don't grow that way as a man, you're not doing the job.
yeah, you're not doing your job. You're not putting in the work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I begin to see it, as grow as a person that God created you to be, when it comes to the Christian mindset of things, and as loving yourself is giving yourself grace, is forgiving yourself when you make mistakes. Because I think a lot of people, especially in the Christian world, it we can we tend to condemn ourselves, and that's not what you want to do. Because if you're beating up yourself, the world's already beating you up. So it's double whammy, and then you got the enemy. So you gonna kill your
Yeah.
that's self harm, right? But
Hmm.
yeah, so it's like just growing and knowing who you are in Christ and living free, you know,
Yeah.
living free, living in truth, from what Scripture tells us. So that's what I begin to understand and hear when they say love yourself. Is basically
Mm.
you know, grow in Christ and live free in Him, because there is freedom. A lot of people think that coming to Christianity or coming to Christ, now you got to live by these restrictive rules, but that's actually you getting out of the matrix.
Hmm.
That's actually the freedom. It's not.
Yeah.
It's actually the opposite. Like, you're not coming to Christ, you're still in the matrix. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until you come to Him, then
Hmm.
that's when you see, oh snap, everybody, whoa, that's when your eyes are open. So yeah, that's what I had to say about that. I don't want to spend too long, eat up all the time here, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me give up an imagery, right, to the freedom he's talking about. Think about a kid in a foster home going from here to here to there. He loves the independence. He doesn't love to be in a family where people tell him what to do. He just likes to not be part of the family. Like, he feels like he has a freedom to, if he wants to leave that foster home, he can run away if he wants to. But if he has a family, he can't. And then think about a different foster kid that um, has a family, and now he's in a place of boundaries. They have boundaries, right? They have set of rules. They have things he can do, things he cannot do, and kids generally hate it. But guess what? After they grow up, they're like, oh yeah, I'm glad that we had these boundaries there, because now I can establish it for myself and my family so we can have a peaceful home.
uh huh,
That's what it is. It's, you're trying to have peace and order in the home, but some people don't like peace and order. So they like disruption. So they like to be free and do whatever. That's the imagery I get when he talks about the freedom. Like, people think that when they come to Christ, they lose a lot of what they can do and stuff. But really, what you get is some boundaries set around you so that you can live a free life, knowing the things that bring benefit to you and knowing the things that don't bring benefit to you from the perspective of the Creator.
yeah, you
Anyway,
gain, yeah, yeah, you definitely gain
yeah.
life for sure.
Right. And when you tie this back into the dating culture, first of all, it doesn't work because there is no real dating culture biblically. When you think about it, a man who wants to marry a woman does not date her. He courts her in getting to marry her. So when he's courting her, he's getting to know her. He's addressed the father that he wants to marry his kid, that's why he's with her. But it doesn't even go that way. How it goes is, I like you, you like me, we have sex, and now we get to know each other afterward. It's not a matter of, you meet the girl, you go to the girl's father, you talk to the girl, I'm interested in her. Why? Because people now aren't showing value to each other when they're dating. They're just everything is just physical attraction, and then 6 months down the line they now start to get to know each other. Oh, I wonder if my parents will like you. No, you've already committed to this guy. Like, you guys are doing everything together. So what do your parents have to do with it now? And it becomes a nervous thing. Oh, I'm so nervous for him to meet my parents. I love him
What's
so
love
it's crazy.
got to do with it? What's love?
Ooh.
And that emotion. Do anybody know that those words, like, and that emotion? I always mumble those words. Right? What's love got to do? I always do that. But
it ain't got nothing to do with it.
It ain't got nothing to do with it, man. Do with what?
Man. Dudes are getting tricked. Dudes are getting tricked in
out
the
here,
dating,
man.
because they get stuck in the dating and they don't get to the marriage part.
Oh,
and then when they get to the marriage part, oh, it's so hard. She's always complaining. Bro, you married her, man. You were dating her for a while. You married her.
Yeah, real quick. I just watched a video with Hafiz. Instagram living this one guy.
Instagram living.
Yeah. Instagram living this one guy. And the guy was telling Hafiz that his girlfriend that he's been with for, I think, a couple years, thought loved and, whatever him, long distance relationship, he found out that she was talking to other people. And more specifically, this girl was having relations with another female, going over the crib and getting it in while talking to this guy. So, yo,
holy crap!
You gotta see what Hafiz says, because it's funny. Because this, like, the way that he was responding, he was like, "Do you respect yourself, DB?"
Is it up there still?
It's still up there, bro. Yeah.
Oh,
it just came out today.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
Yeah, you can check it out. You'll see. But I thought it was pretty crazy that was happening to the guy, and I don't know, like, people, at least he wasn't married to her,
Yes.
At least he wasn't married to her.
Yes.
So he was able to drop her, and hopefully he did drop her. Some dukes will go back and try to, still get in.
Guys are like, how do we find good girls out there when these girls exist? Maybe when your standards change, your value system changes, you'll be able to identify what's a good girl and what's not. It's been so long that guys have been saying, do not date a girl who dresses this particular way. But dudes don't care. They date these girls and then come back with problems later. Dude, you're being foolish.
And then look,
don't date these girls.
And then this other guy was dating a girl that was in a relationship, right? And then she broke it off with the dude, got with the guy, or got with him. And now she's doing the same thing that she did to the guy to him, and he's disappointed. Bro, we got to talk about this another thing, because this is deep. Are you crazy?
It is very deep.
So you thought she was going to change for you?
Oh, man.
Anyway, I just had to throw that in there because that was a part of the video too. So when you watch it, you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, your last takes on the dating marriage in the U.S. is probably
trash.
fail.
It's trash, and there's a lot of fails because the reason why they get into the marriage is for the wrong reasons, money or physical attraction. They don't think about legacy. They don't think about building anything. They think about, what can I do now? What can I satisfy now? Boom, let's get it. Pop, 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 pop. And by the time they get tired, next.
Our sponsor for this video is Anchor. Now, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more.
Yes, man, and that's how you can make money from your podcast with no minimal listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast, okay, in one place. make sure you download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started right now. That is anchor.fm to get started right now. So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, man, what's your question
Hey
for
man,
us today?
so look, bro, you know I know you're Jeff Bezos' nephew. I know you
I'm black, man. Come on.
man.
I'm straight 100% black. What part of his family did I
Bro,
marry? And like,
from
was I
epi-
what?
since episode 5, we know you're white, man. Since episode 5, we addressed this already that you're really white. You know what I'm saying, guys? We know this, bro. I don't know. See, look, plastic surgery is real, guys. Plastic surgery
What?
is very great. Like,
What are we
y'all
talking
see
about?
Transformers all over the place, man. Like,
Oh,
come on.
whoa. Come on. What are we talking about?
Huh?
What are we talking? Wait, what?
He's transracial, guys. He's trans.
What?
He's transracial. Yo, he's really
Yo.
white, but
Dang, that's
Yeah.
messed up, man. That's messed up, man. Leave this clip in there, man. Let these people judge you, real quick.
it's gonna be in here for sure.
It's gonna be there. All right.
It's gonna be. Yo, so we know you're Jeff Bezos' nephew, and we know you
No, we don't know
Bill
that.
Gates. You know,
You
third
don't know that.
generation, fourth cousin, right?
Dang, what? Jeff, whoa, Bill Gates. I come from the line of Bill Gates, and I'm now a billionaire's nephew.
Yeah,
Bro,
man.
that is impossible.
Nah.
Yeah, you
And here you are, man.
crazy.
And here you are. Like, I thought it wouldn't be possible, bro. And when you gonna cut me a check, dog? When you gonna cut me
Look
a
at
check,
this.
man? I'm hungry.
Depictions of Africa here, the motherland.
I
This
mean,
is
you
talking
gotta
about-
match. You gotta match your race now. I mean,
Well, yeah, that's now.
yeah. The one that you've come down like. Remember, the scripture
Yo,
says
is this the question?
the
Is
scripture
this the question?
says nah, it's not the question, but the scripture says the life I now live in the body. So you
my
live in a different
Lord.
body. So you gotta live
Oh,
like how you
Lord.
get it, how you live, dog. You know what I mean? Okay, enough of this, man. Let's get to this thing, man. So,
Oh man.
so I mean, thinking of rich people, right? How do you think rich
Yeah.
people think of simple things, right? Just like your paintings that you have,
Okay.
behind you. How do you think they think of simple things? And do they only, like extravagant things, you think? Or is it a little bit of both, or just one-sided? And then, how do you think you would behave after being wealthy? Like, would you now not love doing the simple things in life? Like, what do you think they do, and what do you think you would do in their position?
Dang. I know very frugal, deep. Like it goes deep. I've seen some shows where some rich people are extremely frugal. And it's like I wouldn't want to be a part of this family if I were this kid. So there are those rich people who are extremely frugal. Like we don't need to be buying expensive paintings or anything. And there are those who elegance is what they have assimilated their lifestyle
And they-
to now emulate.
Yeah, and sorry, real quick, and then you start using these big words that, I mean, aren't necessary. Oh, look at the collaborative soliloquy of the color. Bro, they got three colors on there. It looked nice together. Why couldn't you just say that, bro? The elegance of this magnificence.
Well,
and
here's the thing. Here's the catch to all of this, right? You know music.
yeah,
You know complex, deep music that you like.
okay.
Someone who has never known that music or someone who has never studied music will say, bro, I just like it. Like, why you got to be so deep about it? So when you say that about rich people talking about these paintings and things like that, I don't know, because you could be the same way about music. Someone could say the same thing to
Well,
you about the way you think about music.
that's a good point to bring up, but I wouldn't use words that are ridiculous. Like I would use simple words. Oh man, the beat sounds crazy. Like
The
I would
beat? Oh,
like,
goodness.
bro. I keep it simple. I won't be like, yeah, the cadence of the what?
Maybe you're not. Maybe your music, the music that you listen to, isn't that complex.
Nah,
Maybe that's just
nah.
what it
Like
is.
the music I listen to,
Because
nah, cause I just in general don't talk like that. You know, I could talk like that, but I just don't. Cause if I'm talking to another human being, I'm gonna use simple words. I'm not gonna try to step above them with these big vocabulary words.
so you're not expressive, basically.
See, bro, why you taking?
Isn't that what it is? I'm
Nah,
not trying to
I'm,
do anything.
what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm saying, guys, I'm expressive, but I don't gotta use those words. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, why use these artistic words? Just act, just be normal, man. Okay, you got the bands.
Okay.
You got the
Remember
bands.
this too. Remember this too. Floyd Mayweather ain't gonna use those big words. So the rich people that you're talking about that use these big words are people that come from this kind of background. You talking about Frazier not using these kind of big words? Come on, man.
And that's
Come
person.
on,
You know, I
man.
was thinking about them the whole time with the big words. Nah, because look, they grew up artistically and all that, so that's understandable.
Exactly.
That's understandable.
Exactly.
Oh wait, does this offend you because your white side is Oh, see, guys, his white side.
No. What it's doing is it's allowing me to help you
Ah.
understand my right side, right? I'm
Yes.
helping you to
Yes,
to
your white-
understand that this is just how I grew up.
Guys.
It's just
Yeah, we gotta be gentle with D. We gotta be gentle with D. Yes.
yeah, you guys, yeah.
Let's say an apology to D.
You don't need to do that. No need for that. Just be careful next time. Yeah.
Nah,
Thank
but
you. I appreciate.
But what I'm saying though, I just think about the speech thing because we didn't need to even dive into this, but I guess just with that, it's just like in certain arenas, just know who you're talking to. You know, if you have another Frazier next to you, okay, you could do that with another Frazier. But if you have Bill and a Bob, bro, and a Jeffrey, just talk normal. Don't be using the big words. So all I'm saying
Yeah,
is
be relatable.
be
more
relatable. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Be more relatable. Yeah, but I can understand, right? Because when you see, come on, man, when you walk in a grocery store and you see a bottle of wine for 120, and in your mind it's like, oh, that's a cheap bottle of wine. Why would I drink that, bro? It's hard to relate to people that go out and buy $20 wine bottles and find that stuff great. Like you're just like, you know what I mean? It's difficult, and these people most likely don't have a higher standard that they objectify themselves to, that they look to act this way towards people. Basically, the more rich you come, the more the more rich you become, the less relatable you can be to people, unless you literally put yourself in their shoes every day, which I think we're seeing a lot more of nowadays. Very wealthy people that live amongst us. It's becoming more of a common thing because wealth is become a more common thing amongst people. So, yeah, your question, it's a relations thing.
I think you kind of went off of the question a little bit. It's basically like how do you think people how do you think people
view
how do you think rich people think of how
more common things.
yeah, or is everything
Yeah.
just about extravagance?
That's basically what I'm saying is
Okay.
It depends on the rich person. I can't do a blanket statement for that just because generally speaking And I gave those different perspectives, right? Some may frown down on authentic paintings. Some may love the idea of authentic paint. Some of them love traveling to Africa and bringing back souvenirs, or like going to, other foreign countries and cherishing their culture. There's a lot of different kinds of people. And like I said, a lot of people are becoming wealthy nowadays. More average people learning how to build wealth. They become wealthy, and now they can do the more common folk people thing, but they have a lot of money. So, it's changing. Let me just say that it's changing from maybe 50 years ago, how we would have seen more rich people act. Because I do see that, like when you go back to the slavery times and all of that stuff, like you can see how the richer white people acted around, from depictions, from stories, from history. You can just tell how they even wrote, right? If you're rich, this is how you write. And even black people were becoming wealthy and writing that way. So I just don't see that being the same today, with Floyd freaking Mayweather having 15 females constantly around him. Like, are you paying for these people? Like,
100%.
Oh, goodness.
100% they getting bands. Of course.
That's crazy.
That's why they're there.
That's crazy.
That's why they're there, man. They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, of
love
course,
no
of
Floyd.
course.
They love that money.
I know, right?
Yeah, they love that money,
Yeah.
but they don't love no Floyd.
That's true.
Well,
He knows
okay.
that too, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. He knows that, and I'm sure he
Yeah.
has some protective measures that he follows.
Mm-hmm.
He probably have
Ooh.
everybody sign papers, bro, before they get inside the house.
Seriously.
Yeah, man,
For real?
bro, there's people always trying to get you when they know you got the paper.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to get you any way they can. They might try to pop
Yeah.
you. They might not. There's other ways to get you. So,
Crazy.
yeah, I would assume they sign stuff, or they they have some kind of thing that happens before they get near Floyd Mayweather, bro. For sure.
Yeah. So what about you? What do you think about that? The question you asked me.
I mean, I think a lot of from what I've heard and from what I've experienced through others, I think a lot of rich people. There are, I think there are two types of rich people. Rich people that have grown in a culture of, you know, extravagance, and that's
Yeah.
how they grew up, and they don't lessen their experience and quality to where they, when they get rich as well, as they get older, they continue that or even go a step above, the new age type stuff, right? And then I've seen ones that didn't have anything from the start, but then got it, and then they also live lavish, cause they don't want to go back, and they want to make, have these things that make them happy, these material things that make them happy. And then you have this side where they haven't had it from the beginning. Then when they get it, they use it wisely, and
Oh, okay.
they're moderate. They're not crazy, cars everywhere, jewelry everywhere, and all that good stuff. But they do have a house, they do have a car or a couple cars, and they do good things with the money. That I think is a really good thing. And then I've seen ones where um where they're rich, but then they dress poor. Or I wouldn't say dress poor, but they don't dress looking like they're rich. You see what I'm saying? Like t-shirt and jeans. I want to be that guy. I want to be the one that's like crazy wealthy, but then I just look regular. Like I can dress right, but on a day-to-day basis, I'm not trying to look rich. You see what I'm saying? I just want to move freely and be comfortable without having all the eyes on me. So
Right.
yeah, so those are what I've come to learn, throughout seeing celebrities, hearing people talk about it, and just seeing different things. So I think you definitely have a lot of them that love the elegance and that buy all kind of stuff and spending money like crazy. But which one do I think there are more of? I think there are more of people that live lavish, that want to show it off. I think there's a lot more people,
Mm.
and probably those are the least wealthy when it comes to being wealthy. I
Right.
think
Yeah.
I think a lot of
Yeah.
them that
Potentially.
yeah, I think a lot of them that wear it probably don't have it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the rap game and all that stuff. We can obviously dissect that, but yeah. So that's what I think about it. What do you think? How do you think you would act if you had the bands and you were in this situation? Like would you want to be lavish and not not want to live below your means, or would you enjoy the nice smaller things, the simple things of life? How would you?
I would definitely try to enjoy the simple things of life. But then it's like, how many years can you enjoy the simple things of life? That's the danger of becoming wealthy, is now you can literally enjoy the simple things of life every single day if you wanted to. So you could become bored of it. Um, there are dangers to becoming wealthy. Wealthy isn't all 100% good things.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There's some,
So becoming wealthy means, huh?
oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
Becoming wealthy means you have to understand some things and set some boundaries. But like as you said, some people don't. I understand. I understand that you need to set boundaries. So say for a car, I would buy a luxury car, of course. I already want a luxury car because they last longer. They're more comfortable. They can generally go for a bit longer mileage wise. So those are good things. But overly luxurious cars, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do, just because I know they could eat up a lot of money. But say you're a millionaire, you're like a multi millionaire. What does a luxury car mean to you? You could buy whatever luxury car and take care of it with your scraps of money. You know what I mean? So now it becomes like a why not, instead of why are you forcing yourself to buy maybe this 2015 Toyota and it's 2021 and you have $1 million. It's like, do you that you know what I mean? You know what,
Savings.
you see what I'm getting at? Huh?
I said savings.
Savings? You saved millions of dollars in your savings account. What are you gonna do now? How
And
much money could you hoard for yourself?
see, and that's a key word. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not just for yourself. You know what I mean? It'll
It's
be
for
for. It's for
generations and whatnot.
Yeah, bro. Like this is for the
You could also
fam.
pass down your car. You could also pass down your car to your kid.
Yeah, everything, bro. This is see, and that's where. Oh, see, this is partly where I wanted to take a little bit. A
Mhm.
lot of Americans just do it for themselves. It's just for
Yeah.
themselves, just for yourself. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? With that mindset, you're
Right.
dead. But if you don't have that like bro, those families, those 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 Jewish families that be buying stuff and that
The
are,
family traditions, yeah, they have
bro,
traditions,
it's it's
strong boundaries.
it's 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 a generational family thing. Like
Yeah, man.
besides these
Yeah.
American way of thinking is just let me get the money for myself and do it by myself and don't have anything, no connection with family.
Yeah.
Like that's why,
Yep.
and that's a good thing that you said that because, of course, then if it's for yourself, then you're gonna buy anything and everything for yourself. Like okay, what should I do with the money? You just spend it.
Right.
But if you think of generationally and if you having it work for the family, it's okay. How can I set up my kid? You see what I'm saying? And now it's a
Yeah,
deeper
yeah, yeah,
plan.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just surface level. Oh, I don't know what to do with this money. There's plenty of stuff you can do with
Right,
the money.
right,
It's always something
right.
you can do with the money, and
Yep.
to make and to bring value for others. Spread the
See,
wealth is a thing that a lot of people don't
see,
do.
exactly. And when we say a masculine mind, that's literally like you're building for your gender. Like you take yourself, you and your wife, you guys start your family, and then you make boundaries and you think ahead, like generations ahead, right? And then you set up how you want things to go. and now you and your wife are literally working towards your goal of putting your generations down the line in a position that they can build freely without the restrictions of monetary life things. But at the same time, they will have a strong sense of foundation of objective morality of who God is, so that they are held strong in being wealthy. Because, bro, wealthy people do the darnest things. Do you know how many of them are on drugs? Do you know how many of them hire people to just be intimate with for one night? Like, their lifestyle is crazy. So you need a set of boundaries and a strong family behind you if you plan on making your generations wealthy down the line. I don't think dudes think about that, because they're like, oh well, what's the benefit of a guy, getting married? Because you secure your heritage and your generations down the line in telling them and having them understand that you secure your money in your family when you marry. That's one of the perks. You secure it in there. Your family traditions and boundaries that you develop, it's now included in your family and your family alone. Like, you're distinct from other families. Your family's like, pride in that kind of stuff isn't really a thing anymore, because I don't know, you just start a family, you figure out a way to live life and all this. Like, it goes deep, man. It goes very, very deep. And a lot of guys don't have this knowledge on how to think about marriage and how to pour into them with the word, making sure that, bro, it goes very deep. Maybe we can touch on that later, but
Yeah.
you opened up a can of worms there, man.
Yeah. What you got for our last point before we?
We have time for real?
Yeah, we got a little bit of time.
Sure. How do you consciously exercise your masculinity? Because it's not a passive thing.
How do I consciously exercise my masculinity?
How do you consciously exercise your masculinity?
I think the start is glorifying God, and the start is spending time with the Father, because He's the creator of femininity and masculinity, right? So he's the Holy Spirit's the best teacher. So I spend time with, spend time in the Word, reading the truths about what He says about me and what is true about me, right? Exercising the Word. I think another way I exercise my masculinity is restraining certain things, having self-control, in certain situations, and exercising that, believing the truths that the Word tell me, and then probably even one that I just mentioned that you just talked about is working for the future, making plans for the future, for the future kids. That's kind of the next step. Being the man that God created me to be, stepping into that and being more of that every single day, right?
Yeah.
Working hard, man. Working hard. Yeah, those are a couple things, man. Those are a couple off the top of the head. Those are a couple things.
How do I exercise my masculinity? Because it's not a passive thing. It's not something that just happens unless it's become habit, right? So how do I consciously exercising? Well, you started off by saying, how you gain your sense of masculinity is through the word. Absolutely. The Bible lists out many, many masculine traits and habits that is good for men to have. So the Bible is a number one resource for me. Absolutely. Another resource is to watch and study other people. So the Bible and watching. Now, how do I exercise it? Is by watching my emotional levels, making sure that I'm not out of hand. That's one thing.
Self-control.
How do another Self-control. Yeah, managing your emotions. Women tend to have issues with that. Which that's fine. That's a woman thing. But for guys, self-control of your emotions are good. Um, Another way I exercise it is to end the problem. Like if there's a discussion going on, remember the whole point of the discussion, right? So being objective in your discussions, not robotic, like you have no emotions, but make sure that your discussions aren't just loopy. They're all tying together, like it's going somewhere. We're not just talking about leaves. You know what I mean? Like when we when we talk, we're talking about boundaries. And that's the other thing too. How I consciously exercise it is to set boundaries and remember the boundaries that I've set. Um, Both for myself and both for relationships, because what happens is when you begin to wane in on your boundaries,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? First of all, if you wane in on personal boundaries, you begin to lose confidence in what you can do. And then when you begin to let your boundaries wane in your relationships as a man, the woman begins to develop a disrespectful slash kind of
Yeah.
resentful attitude towards
Yeah,
you.
like
It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. You don't keep your
It's
word.
crazy.
Pop, pop, pop. She's gonna make
Yeah.
conclusions to things that never happened yet.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
crazy, man. It's a hard not life for us.
Yeah.
It's a hard not
Yeah.
life.
It is. Oh man, that relationship stuff. We got to get into that
Man,
for
it's
boundary reasons, man. You know what I
oh,
mean?
bro, that's
Like,
100%, man.
so we got to get into that. But that's another way is to set boundaries and remember them. If you and we're not saying once you set a boundary, set forever as a man. No, no, no. Obviously, if you're in a relationship, you got to talk about it. But
Hmm.
whatever the boundary is, make sure you exercise it, right? Make sure you don't do it because of feelings. It that doesn't help you. You don't when you break boundaries because of feelings, it doesn't help you. It'll feel like it does in the moment, but it's always going to come back to get you later. Because remember, if you're in a
Oh,
relationship, you're
remind
dealing
me,
with someone.
remind me to tell you something off air, bro. I gotta tell you something
Okay.
off air, man. This is, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if you let your boundaries wane in on a relationship, yeah, you guys will enjoy the moment, but then the person over there who has a harder time with their emotions, she's going to come back with issues. And you as a man, you should have exercised your boundary, which is exactly the demonstration we see in the Bible of Adam and Eve. When he didn't exercise his boundary of making sure he's constantly protecting her, someone found the loophole and completely flipped the order upside down. So boundaries are very extremely deeply important things for guys to exercise constantly. Like sometimes it may not feel fair to the other person, but if you guys haven't talked about things that could potentially change in the boundaries so they could feel less I guess or they could feel more happy about it, bro, you got to exercise the boundary, man. If you say we can only eat out once a week, you guys can only eat out once a week, even if it sucks, even if your significant your wife is crying, oh, I can't eat home cooked food, I have to eat out or else I need to go to the hospital. Bro, you guys eat out once a week. Boundaries are extremely important because it helps the other person feel safe and know where the line is. So those are some things, those are some ways that
Yep.
you had something to say.
We could go about this all day, and probably should hit this
All
back.
day.
We could probably hit this back up some on another podcast to really, do sections of discussions in this thing.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and move to our last segment of the show. And I failed to come up with a name for this section or this segment. But basically, what we're going to do is something different from the top five and what would you do segment. Like I said, I don't have a name for this segment yet. But basically, we're going to do a thing where we're describing ourselves in terms of food.
Yeah.
So this could be any food. This could be a meal or whatever. But we're describing ourselves in terms of food.
I think in terms of food, I am more of the unpopular type stuff. See, you can only name yourself according to the foods that you've eaten, the foods that you know very well. So I would name myself after a meal consisting of chickpeas. You already know. You already know. Garbanzo beans or chickpeas, right? Black rice.
Guys, once again, he bear with him. He's transracial. He's trying to really connect with his black side. So let's give him a pass on this, guys. Let's give him a pass on this.
None of these foods are like American based foods. So I have no idea what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
It's
like
okay.
These are Middle Eastern, African type foods.
Yes,
so
connect with
guys...
us. Connect with us, D. We love it. Connect with us, D.
Yo, man.
Oh
He's
shoot!
getting his laughs in today. Go ahead.
Connect
man.
with us, D, man. It's like
Get it
we accept you.
Oh no,
we
you
accept
don't. No, you don't. These are lies. Hey man. All right. So the foods that I listed already: chickpeas, black rice, and just strong herbs like oregano. Rosemary, thyme, and some honey. Now,
Okay.
or agave syrup. Now, to add some sweetness to it. Now, all of those foods are foods that people know are extremely healthy for them, but they generally don't like to eat because it doesn't taste that good, right? Mm-hmm. You have to get used to it before you really come to understand the benefits and why it tastes great. That's how I am. I feel like until people really get to sit down and know me, I probably sound and look distasteful.
That's a good
Yeah.
doggone woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's So I've felt that. I felt that throughout my whole life. Growing up, I feel that's how people think about me until they get to know me.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't. Yeah. So.
Okay.
What about you though?
Hey, that's a good one. I was actually, man, I should have thought about this a little bit earlier to really come up with a clever one. But off the top,
Hot dog. A
and
wiener.
we know you like those, okay? So enough said.
No.
Enough said.
No, I don't.
We already know
I
this.
do not.
We already
I
caught you on
No.
FaceTime. We got you on FaceTime chewing, okay?
What? Bro, I was eating a bratwurst. This dude
Bro,
he's calling it a hot dog.
girthy
It's not.
bratwurst, dog.
Okay.
That thing was girthy, dog. What? Okay.
Alrighty.
So a meal that I would say I probably use myself to describe is a burger. A burger. Now, let me break it down just a little bit. A burger has
McDonald's burger.
A burger has many layers to it. A burger has many layers to it, and the presentation of a burger looks sexy. You see what I'm saying? It looks attractive, But it isn't until you bite the burger will you know and come to understand if it's a good burger or not. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you have your cheese, you have your meat, right? You have the patty, and then you have the thing that keeps the patty and all the toppings together, which is called your buns. Hot cross buns, right? Mm-hmm. You got your buns, and whatever toppings you put on it, that's whatever you want to do. But what I'm saying is,
Mayonnaise.
no, we're not doing that though. What I'm What I'm saying is, a lot of people might look at me, my appearance, and be like, "Oh, that's a nice looking guy," right? But some people don't really like burgers, right? They just think burgers look nice.
Yeah.
But they know if they bite the burger, it might not taste good. Or some people like burgers, but then when they bite the burger, it's not what they expected, or it's better than what they expected. What I'm trying to say is, people look at me and they have this high expectation. You know, it looked good, so it must be good. You see what I'm saying? It looked perfect, so it must be perfect. It looks sexy, so it is sexy. Right?
Yeah.
But it's not until they get to know what it tastes
bite
like.
it, and then you realize that the burger is actually vegetables that they've made to look like a burger, and you're eating a fake burger. That's what they think about you, right?
No, that's not it. But that'd be gross. But
vegan. Okay.
Some people bite the burger and they're like, you know what? I don't really like the burger, but I just like how it looks.
Tastes like nuts. Okay. Yeah.
I don't really like how the burger tastes. I just like how it looks. Or I like how the burger tastes, but I just want the burger to be around.
Yeah.
So
or they bite into it. Mm-hmm.
Or you got lovers that bite into it. They love it and they want to do everything. Anyways, I'm going off here.
Yo. Yeah.
So yeah.
Those,
So yeah. The initial look is really attractive, but people make judgment based off the look instead of trying it out.
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
that's how I describe myself. I'm stacked. There's a lot of good toppings on it and all that stuff, and it does taste good. But a lot of people just look at it and make these assumptions.
Yeah.
And don't really know how the burger tastes. AKA, they don't really get to know me for me. They just
think they taste like these.
They just think I'm this, and so I gotta be that. And if I'm not up to their standard, then that burger was just false advertisement. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's about it. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. I don't know. This wasn't pre-written, so it could have not made sense at all. I don't know, but make sure you guys drop your thoughts down below. Let us know what food or meal you guys will consider yourselves to be and describe it. We would love to know. If you're listening on audio platforms and you can't write it, go to the YouTube channel, write it down, or send us an email, holyduo2020@gmail.com, or DM us on Instagram, holyduo2020. Man, we had a fun time with this show. Make sure you subscribe and do all that good stuff. Support us, share, like, comment, all that good stuff. D, you got any more announcements?
Yeah, I ain't got no more announcements. Although I did hear someone said when they tried you as a burger, it tasted like D's.
I know you're trying to go with this, man. I know you're trying to go with this, D. And these are his favorite things to put in his mouth. So
nope. So thank you guys for joining us for today's podcast. Hey man, close us out, man. Let's leave, man.
It's EddyEd, man.
Hey, it's dialogue, folks.
And we're only holy
because he is. And remember, faith don't come expensive.
It's free.
Peace.
Yep. Yeah. On me.
Right.
Hold on. What's up? Hold on. Wait.
Hola.
Okay. Yo, this song. Okay. These are the signs of. Hold on. I gotta start over.